Indian students on the phone in the economy. A weekly, the Japanese had prepared for the job 7 years of women and song. In Washington, Henry L. Stimson, then Secretary of State, now Secretary of War, sent out a blistering denunciation of the attack. The League of Nations in 1985 was held by Lord Lytton, including our own General Frank McCoy to Manchuria to investigate. In October of 1932, the committee issued its report. We found that the Japanese occupation of this large part of China was not justified on the grounds of self-defense, and that the new state which had been set up was a Japanese protectorate rather than a genuine case of Manchurian self-determination. Shortly after, the League condemned Japan as an aggression nation. Is fundamentally inspired by a genuine desire to guarantee peace in the Far East and to contribute to the maintenance of peace throughout the world. Japan, however, finds it impossible to accept the report accepted by the Assembly. In answer to the Japanese delegates, knowing there were no guns behind this condemnation, smiled, took their briefcases, marched out the League. All the Manchuria was dead. Collective security was dead. The green light had been given to the aggressors. And the rest of the world knew that these aggressors should be stopped and punished. But they were unwilling to make the necessary sacrifices to back up their people. It was impossible to convince a farm boy in Iowa, a driver of a Holland bus, or a waiter in a Paris cafe, that he should go to war because of a mud hut in Manchuria. Yet the subsequent course of history makes it clear that that incident, so many miles away, is the reason that you and millions of others are in uniform today. The Japs had Manchuria, phase number 1 of the United Plans was complete. Phase number 2, the conquest of China. In 1932, without denunciation of the attack. The League of Nations sent a committee of 5, headed by a long list of men, including our own General Frank McCoy and Manchurian, to investigate. In October of 1932, the committee issued its report. We found that the Japanese occupation of this large part of China was not justified on the grounds of self-defense, and that the new state which had been set up was a Japanese protectorate rather than a genuine case of Manchurian self-determination. Shortly after, the League condemned Japan as an aggressive nation. Policy is fundamentally inspired by a genuine desire to guarantee peace in the Far East, and to contribute to the maintenance of peace throughout the world. Japan, however, found it impossible to accept the report adopted by the Assembly. In answer, the Japanese delegates, knowing there were no guns behind this condemnation, smiled, took up their briefcases, marched off the League. Northern Manchuria was dead. Collective security was dead. The green light had been given to the aggressors. We and the rest of the world knew that these aggressors should be stopped and punished, but we were unwilling to make the necessary sacrifices to back up that case. It was impossible to convince a farm boy in Iowa, to a driver of a London bus, or a waiter in a Paris cafe that he should go to war because of a mud hut in